person doing last time was, or is rather, Kenneth. Go.
Right. So previously on Shadows of Gradiriel, we were on our way to the town. That one right there I'm pointing to, but we're on the wrong map. We were on our way there to get information about the mission that we were given. Scrolling up. We were on our way to Cragbluff, and we were going to get information about the people we were tasked to find in the mountains. And along the way, we ran into some ghosts from Bjorn's past. Well, they weren't exactly ghosts, but a person that had issue with him, and he invited her at some day if she wanted to confront him about these issues, he will understand. And she was acceleratedly older and was ready for that duel, surprising everyone. And it was perceived that he was not alone, and we may or may not have had someone preemptively try and smack at the people hiding and cause some big hoopla, but everyone was taken down and defeated. And the only ghost from the past is the one that we're not sure if he's dead, so apparently we chained him to a tree. And yeah, Silver and Skunk had their little
We had a
back
fight!
and forth. And yeah, I high-fived my ancestors.
You did.
I forgot about that. You did do that.
Yep, right before they vanished.
That is something that would never fly in Dunmer tradition.
I'm sure there are many things that would never fly in Dunmer tradition.
Like Argonians.
But you know something that would fly? Elephants.
Yes. So, I believe, as was said, most of the party is inside of the tent, including Mara, who was given hot chocolate, and the Gith, who was stabilized but not healed, so he is unconscious but not dying. And then the Drow, whose name was called by Mara as Norvid, which a couple characters have heard that name before. Norvid was chained to a tree, and Yong and Silver had not went into the tent with everybody else currently. This is also happening at like noon, because you had just broken camp, started walking to Crag Bluff, and then Mara attack. So this is still pretty, into the main part of the day. But Skunk put up the tent anyway, give people a chance to rest and relax if they wanted to go into the tent, and we sort of start up from there. Do we want to start with those in the tent or those not?
Flip a coin.
I mean, I could.
Sorry, roll a coin.
I could do that.
Roll a coin.
I could do that. Hey, Sam, evens or odds?
Evens.
Evens
Fuck.
it is.
Okay.
Well, you said roll a coin. I rolled a pyramid instead. Close enough.
You rolled 2 pyramids.
I did roll 2 pyramids, didn't I? Whoops. I don't know why I did that. Anyway. It still would have been even regardless. So.
Well, this is going to be interesting.
Silver is, I guess, as per the tokens on the map, Silver is out near a tree. Decent, a little ways away from the tent.
Yeah, I'm assuming she's, like, behind the tent near the tree, just sitting down and watching. keep an eye out.
Yeah. And the reason I moved Norvid's token there is because I assumed you wanted to make sure that you could see him, so you put him on that side.
Sure.
Why not? You're the one that's tying up a corpse because you assume he's not dead. Might as well make sure you can see him.
My character thinks he's dead. That's all, because she rolled horrible on her medicine check.
True. That's true. So, yes, Yong is basically she's going to stick close to Silver, given enough distance, but not crowd her, but make sure that Silver is aware that she is there. She's not going all stealth ninja right now.
Okay.
And she is just I think if Silver doesn't say anything for a little bit, I think Yong is actually maybe going to go into that same kind of like mantra thing that they did when she was outside of the Mork that one time, or was it Mork? I can't remember. When Silver and Yong were out in the snow alone before, and Silver was doing like Templar chants and whatnot, and Yong joined in. Yong's going to start doing some of those.
So she's going to go do chants and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And
she's going to be there
Okay.
and be close and not be silent, but not bothering Silver directly.
Oh. So we'll just leave her be in. She's not really doing anything. She's just, looking around, keeping an eye out.
Okay.
The awkward silence.
Indeed. Well, minus the elvish from a dwarf Templar chants.
Hmm.
I don't know if you want to talk about anything, but
What is there to talk about?
the whole argument thing and everything that went down.
Silver will give a side eye a bit. And your thoughts about that?
Well, I sort of understand both sides of the equation. It was something that it was an ambush. It was a threat. You're not incorrect about that. Granted, we didn't know what their goals were, and you did throw the first, not in this case punch, but you know. But I can see both Skunk's point and yours.
Okay.
It was a tense moment, and I was just gonna offer if you wanted to talk about anything. If you ever wanted to talk about anything, I'm gonna be here.
It's nothing really to talk about. I highly dislike the fact that I got yelled at for doing my job. But that's the thing. I did things. I was clearly speaking out loud to enough that you all could hear me. I was visibly doing something, but none of you stepped forward or anything. You all had the chance. So I continued with my actions because I thought I had all of your faith, but I guess not. So if I'm gonna sit here and get yelled at for protecting this group, then what is the point of me protecting it?
I don't think that you were being yelled at for protecting the group. Yes, that's what you were doing, but it also from Skunk's standpoint, it based on what he was saying, it was reckless. That's what he was upset about, is it was reckless. But Like I said, I get both sides.
So what? You just wanted me to like not say anything and just like leave them be? And what happens if I did? What kind of danger would we have been in there? I trust the abilities of this group that if we made the first action, we would have come out on top. But if we didn't take that action, who's to say that we would have came out top?
There's not a whole lot I can say to that. You're right.
Why don't you go head back into the tent and see what's all going on? 'Cause I'm sure they're gonna have some conversations or something.
Okay. If I get you wanting to be alone, I'll let you be then.
It just in case if they try to pull something, you can inhibit their abilities, so to speak, without, killing them, I guess, from what I do.
Well, speaking of that, I still think it's weird how he, and she points up to the drow, he did, I said it before, he didn't drop from an attack, he just dropped. It was weird.
Well, I went over and poked at him, and he seemed pretty dead to me.
Yeah. Maybe depending on what's going on in the tent, I'll have Oak come out here and take a look at him or something.
Yeah, well, you were up close to him. Maybe you can talk to her about it and see what the deal is. So,
Well,
go on. I got watch.
okay. Yong will... She'll start to head back to the tent, and then she stops for like maybe a second and a half, and just glances back at Silver, and then just keeps going.
Okay.
So, inside the tent, what is everybody doing?
Sitting cross-legged in a corner, at a desk.
I mean, it is a school, so there is desks.
They're more like repurposed picnic tables, but yeah.
Yeah, close enough.
Bjorn is making sure that everyone has a cup of hot chocolate.
You're gonna have a hard time with that because you don't know where Skunk is.
Yep.
I'm gonna keep looking.
Yep, Skunk's a hiding.
Bjorn will leave cups of hot chocolate all over the place.
Who knows? He might not actually be in the tent.
Well,
I mean, technically, if Bjorn was to take the hot chocolate outside, as soon as he sets it in the snow, it disappears.
Yeah.
it's a sad and sorrowful thing.
But you can set them around the tent, or right inside the tent, in its Tartarus space, and it'll remain there. So
That is what Bjorn is doing.
So going back over all of these, like, clicks and things, or not clicks, rolls that Sam Roller and whatnot. The stealth that Skunk did way back then, back last session, was a 29.
Yep.
Does Bjorn, I'm assuming probably not, does Bjorn have a something even close to a 9 in perception or investigation?
Seems unlikely, doesn't it? Let's see.
I don't think so.
God, no.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, no. Bjorn ain't finding a goddamn thing today.
I mean, you can still roll it. I'll give you some sort of, like, hint if you randomly get like a nat 20 in there. But yeah, stealth of 29, Skunk is pretty well hidden from everybody. Um,
Well, it was almost so close.
although
20, just not natural.
Yep.
yeah, how about
One
that?
short.
I felt a brief moment of excitement in my heart when that number popped up too.
That's all of your numerical luck for this session spent right there.
Bent on a dud.
Um,
That's the Bjorn way right there.
and you said Cad is sitting at a desk.
Sure.
What is he doing at a desk? Or just is he writing something in a notebook, or just sort of sitting there?
Sure. He's writing stuff.
Okay.
I will say, just for the fun of it, if Bjorn is going around just setting like a hot cocoa down in the hope Skunk will come out and grab one, at some point you'll turn around and one of the cups is just gone.
Excellent.
There you go.
All according to plan.
You may not be able to find him, but he found the hot chocolate. Close enough.
And that's what counts.
Honestly, just kind of makes the mental image of what he's actually doing even sadder.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. But yeah. So Mara, for her part, she is sort of, she's not sitting on the floor, but she's not really sitting on one of the desks either. She's found something that's akin to, like, I don't know, if this was a repurposed into a schoolhouse type situation, it would be a chair or something of the sort to where she's not on the ground, and she's just got her legs up, curled up into the chair. She's not sitting cross-legged or anything. She's just got her legs up against herself.
Chin on knees.
Yes, basically. And chin on knees, hot chocolate in hand, like in between. She's basically bundled up as best as she could be, just doesn't have a blanket.
It's fine. Everything in here is pillows. It's good enough.
Yeah. So she's sort of huddled up with that, and Oak will be tending to the gifts, making sure that everything is good on that end. He used magic for spare the dying, but he can also do like normal medicine stuff to make sure any kind of burns or scars or anything is not too dealt with. And upon removing the rope to do exactly that, not that anyone else in the party would really notice this, he finds that the Gith is absolutely covered in scars. Some that are not from this battle. And he will, continue to mend with that. And at some point, I think, what does Bjorn do after one of the hot chocolates disappears?
He'll get like a little smile, and if everybody else has a hot chocolate, he'll get one of his own and move to where everyone is most congregated to see what's
going on.
a vibe. Yeah.
I think probably the closest you're going to get to that is where Oak is finishing up with the Gith, and I imagine Cad's not too far away from that specific spot, and then maybe Mara's a couple paces off from there as well, so that's probably where most everybody is. Just to give you a idea of locales for everybody. Still far away from Skunk, because he's hiding in a corner in the back somewhere. But it's, most everybody is in and around that sort of area.
We should have like a temporary tent set up. Of like just like map wise.
Maybe. At the moment, though, it's concerning of what to do with the gift when he does wake up is Oak's main thing right now. Because while he is not dying, he is unconscious, and he's basically going to probably wake up in something amounting to a short rest or some such. And at some point, not too long after the hot chocolate is found and whatnot, as you are coming back to join with the rest of the group, Yong will make her way inside of the tent and sort of see the decidedly more somber atmosphere of the tent because it was put up by someone who was sad. And I mean, she's not feeling too happy right now herself, so it kind of is fitting. And she's Oak, is the Gith okay? Oh, I think so. He's just going to probably wake up in the next, like, I don't know, hour or something. Okay. Well, the drow, whoever that was, he didn't really die from a blow, an attack. It was weird, and the only person that really could figure even attempted to try to look into that was, like, Silver, and I did very little. She didn't really do an actual check. She just kind of absent-mindedly looked over as she was making sure everybody else was okay. And I just wanted to see if you can come out here and take a look and see if he's actually dead. It's weird. I mean, yeah. Anybody else want to go with? Or y'all want to stay in here?
Was anyone going to go look at Mr. Mushroom Man?
Yes.
Isn't Silver out there with him?
I mean, she is.
No,
but
she's off by another tree.
she's nowhere close to where he is.
No.
Yeah.
And
I'll look at the mushroom man.
the Mushroom Man. That is his name now. Mushroom Man.
Do you know the Mushroom Man?
I was thinking the same
A
thing.
mushroom man
The Mushroom Man.
who lives on Drury Lane.
Badger.
Okay.
Great.
Shrek reference. We met our quota.
We did.
I'm doing good.
Okay. So, I guess Bjorn is going with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, Gradiriel will follow. He yoinks up in place.
Okay. So, actually, Yong will sort of stop that for a second and be like, actually, Cad, it might be best if you hung out in here. Just in case the Gith wakes up and tries to do something crazy, and then the only people that are in here other than Skunk would be Mara, so maybe one of the two of you should stay, just in case.
Gradiriel shrugs and he's back to sitting cross-legged.
And then from there, it will be Bjorn, Oak, and Yong who will go and check on Drow individual. I will mute Bjorn myself. Boop. There we go.
What?
So yeah. Eventually, Silver, you keeping an eye on the tent and whatnot as you are doing. you will see those three leave the tent and make their way over to where Drow person's been tied up. Mushroom Man, as his name is now.
She's not paying attention to the tent.
Okay. Just looking out over yonder, I
Just-
guess.
Wherever, other than the tent.
Okay. Fair enough. So, Oak and Yong will make their way over, and Oak is going to do medicine. Hooray! What is your medicine bonus there, Oak? Like, decent? Yeah. Because he's a cleric. Time to roll medicine. He technically, I guess, would kind of have advantage because he has people helping him. Why not?
Yeah.
Sure.
Bjorn's good at medicine as well, so yeah, perfect. Not that good.
27. Interesting. Okay.
Ooh.
So, Oak will spend a bit of time looking him over and... Okay. So I don't see any... Other than, like, the blunt force trauma that... And like, cuts that came from your claws and, like, Cad's hammer. I'm not seeing any kind of strongly lethal wounds on him. There's not really any kind of bruising or anything to say something happened internally. But he's not breathing. He's not moving. He does like because he rolled like a 27. He does like the pulse thing. It's like, there's no heartbeat. There's nothing there. So that's
Maybe he had like a cyanide capsule or something to that effect.
maybe.
He's a body hopper.
Or he could be a body hopper.
Said from the guy that's inside the tent, buried deep, almost crying, and then it's like, by the way, yeah. Anyway,
Hey, with that stealth check, he easily could have joined us.
No, that was me, not Skunk talking.
I know it's just funny. What's your investigation, Bjorn? The same or more than your?
Then what?
Is it the same or more than your perception?
Nah, my perception is so slightly higher.
Okay. So perception is 1, investigation is 0.
No, perception is 2. Invest
Okay.
is 1.
Okay, fair enough.
Ah!
Who between Bjorn, Oak, and Yong had the best investigation? Which was Oak. Of course it is. So, investigation at advantage to try to search Norvid's corpse to see if he finds any kind of anything that could, like, residue or something that could line itself up with, poisoning himself. Oh, hey, a 14. Cool. Only in the situations of him being a bard does he actually have a 4 in investigation. But anyway, so he'll sort of like search his corpse a little bit. He will find all manner of like druid spell components, because Norvid doesn't actually carry a spell focus. He does the whole spell component thing. He finds like the component pouch. He finds like potions and like normal healing potions, and then a potion that looks very strange. And then he finds something he does recognize. something that amounts to some sort of herb pouch. And as soon as he finds that, he realizes, because he might have decent high perception, but his memory's not all that great sometimes. And he realizes who this is, or at least who it could be, because then he connects the dots himself, so that I didn't immediately connect them when you guys did. And he sort of steps away. Okay, so, hey Bjorn, remember when we fought the mushroom druid before in the cave with Razzo and all that mess?
Out of character, I do remember that, but so vaguely.
Been a while.
Yeah.
It was yet another mushroom druid. It's just in this case he was a mushroom druid gnome instead of a drow. And the person who was taking Razzo's spot, but was not actually Razzo, who was pretending to be Razzo, that you guys helped Razzo get his throne back, basically, help get his town back. That guy was also a mushroom druid.
Huh.
And okay, so I think that this guy is at the very least connected to all of them, and he's also connected to, and he doesn't even finish the sentence before Yong does, Christine. Great. Which also, do you remember what Silver said about that conversation with the apothecary before?
For the most part, yeah.
Did she drop the name Norvid back then?
I believe so. Well, she dropped the name Norvid when... Let's see. The girls went to the apothecary, tried to do thing with haggling. Well, not really haggling. Said they were going to go do the mission. Walked out. Young said something about, hey, this smells like Christine's. Used to smell things. Silver remembered and then turned back, went to go ask questions. Scared the girl, got teleported away.
Right. Yep.
And then they went. Silver ran back to the thing, but told Yong to go get the rest of the group and brought the rest of the group. Locke was the one that got most of the details out of her about Norvid, and he got whited as a ghost from hearing that name, and we didn't find out more until, like, we left the shop.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Okay. So all those details were said back then, and that was in Ibarn, so Bjorn would have been privy to that information as well. So, yeah. So from Oak searching the corpse and all of this mess, these three, at least, over here at the corpse, are able to basically confirm that, yes, this is quite possibly the same Norvid that was mentioned back during those moments. Because it was the very same drug that Christine had, that the apothecary had, that the druid that was taking the place of Razzo had, that the druid in the cave had. Norvid's a drug dealer. Yay!
Yeah.
Love that for him.
Right?
Stay in school, kids.
Or just come to my druid circle, it's fine. Anyway, so, yeah.
They call me Smokey. I'll be right back.
Uh-huh. So, yeah, they will look into that and... Okay, well, at least he's dead. Albeit, I see anything on him, unless one of these potions that I don't know precisely what it is a poison that I don't know about. I can't find anything that could have killed him. Time to roll nature. Boop. Woo.
Yeah, what do I have in that? Nothing.
Hey, yo, can you speak with dead?
That's actually a good
He
question.
he would have to have prepared that spell, and he would need to prepare it to do so.
And Oak, don't do that. He
Yeah,
doesn't
I
fuck
know.
with that.
he would have issues doing that. He would do that, but he would have issues doing that, which the very idea of him having issues doing that is why I can't fudge anything to say he does have it prepared. He would have no reason to prepare that. So,
Right.
but yeah, he could theoretically he could. So, all right. Well, I don't know. What do you think we should do, Bjorn? Asking the only player that's out here currently.
So,
I saw that ruler click.
I think we should cut his head off.
What?
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
That's where I'm at.
All right. Can Silver do something? As she's just like kind of noticed the group over there now. She's just
Okay.
kind of like lazily looking around.
Okay.
Can she pull a divine sense?
All right. Celestial fiend or undead that is not behind total cover. Nope.
Nothing. Not even undead.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. So, Bjorn says to chop his head off.
It's the only way to be sure.
I'm literally about to fucking say.
Well, Skunk isn't here, so Bjorn can still say it. Ha.
Bjorn does it. He's gonna take his sword out, he's gonna saw the dude's head off, and he's gonna say it repeatedly as he does it. It's the only way to be sure. The only way to be sure.
We'll never know unless we try.
Okay.
Well then.
How do you know he's a witch? Watch. He won't die when I do this.
Yeah, that's how that works.
See? Red! No, wait, that's blood.
Oh, maybe he's not a witch. I mean, sorry, lich.
Dun, dun, dun.
We already know. Well, at least Silver knows he's not any kind of undead.
He's from The Last of Us.
That would still count.
The Mushroom Man.
That would still count as undead.
Actually, no, they're infected, not zombies. Bit different.
The effect is the same.
The effect is the same, but the technicalities are different because they're still alive in there. And they're fully aware, by the way. Up until a certain point, an infected human in The Last of Us is fully aware of the fact that their body has been hijacked. Sometimes they even fight it. If you like in the first game, if you come across early stage infected, sometimes they'll just straight up stagger off to one side and not do anything for a few minutes while holding their head. They are straight up resisting.
Yep.
They're losing, but they're resisting. It's
Okay.
deeply fucked up.
So
Yeah.
okay, so what I will do here is
Bananas.
I think Oak is going to like does Bjorn like unsheath his sword and hurrah?
Yeah, like he's starting to move towards it.
Okay. Wait.
Hmm?
I want to know what he knows. I can do speak with dead. I don't like it, but I can do it. And I'd rather not talk to a severed head.
Yes, I could see why that would be not good. Alright. Bjorn will back off.
Yeah. And Oak will, sort of... He has a moment of sort of trying to knock the shivers out, and he's just... I don't like this idea, but I want to know. And talking to just a head would make it worse. So...
Is entirely fair.
Unfortunately, I don't think I could speak with dead to just a decapitated corpse, which is arguably also worse. So let's leave the corpse intact for now, and once we have any information, by purposes of the spell, he'll fall back unconscious, and then if you really feel the need, you can chop his head off after.
Fair enough.
And then he will sort of relax a bit and start to make his way back towards the tent. Sort of going into his own inner thoughts for a minute. Yong will sort of sit or stand back where he's at for a minute, and like how would you guys imagine he's tied up to the tree? I don't know who it was that tied him up, but how would
Without dignity.
Without dignity? Is that what you said?
That is what I said.
So it's like upside down, facing the tree.
I imagine just kind of just like floppily. Like puppet strings just kind of like halfway through dropping to the mini stage, you know?
Okay.
Just like limbs splayed all over the place.
Okay.
Skunk had no part of that though, so I don't know. Do as you like.
Well, I sort of imagine, based on the context, back when that session happened, it was somewhere between Sam and Silver, because I'm not sure if it was in or out of character. It was Sam that made the comment of, he's probably tied to a tree or something. So I see either Silver or Bjorn might have been the one to tie him up, but without dignity seems to be pretty fitting. Maybe not necessarily upside down. That's a little weird.
I don't know.
If only because it would require you to pick him up.
Yeah, that tracks.
So
You have to do it. He's strong.
We can't do it though. This is a question for Kenneth. Would Cad, if being told, help Bjorn tie a corpse to a tree upside down?
Are we talking about previously?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if asked, probably.
All right, then. So we're doing this.
Because here's the thing, though. He's dead, right?
Yeah.
And you don't want to tie a man lying on the ground to a tree, because that's kind of weird. So, if you tie him upright, then his head flops down and is awkward. And that might not be comfortable for long-term being tied to a tree. So, you tie him up by his ankles, and then everything hangs down naturally. He probably would have been like, okay. But yeah, he probably would have helped.
I am too sober for this. I will be right back.
Well then.
3 shots of water later.
Right. So say, that boy don't drink and he don't smoke. I know for sure. So,
Well, this is why Kenneth said 3 shots of water in quotes. You know, it's fine.
uh-huh.
Hey, that's left up to y'all's interpretation.
Uh huh.
Mhm.
Okay. So, well, with that, then he's tied upside down. Sure. Cause,
Justice has been served.
so I mean, you don't have to
Yeah,
worry
yeah,
about
break his neck.
you don't have to worry about all his blood rushing to his head if he's already dead. It's fine.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. So,
Silver will just watch and be like, the heck they're doing? She's just like, nah. And then she'll actually make her way towards the tent.
okay. All right. So, everyone has made their way back into the tent.
Making our way.
Yes, yes.
Making our way
Oh,
down. Yeah.
Can Silver wanted to talk to the girl before everyone else got in there.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, that's
Yeah.
reasonable. If you saw everybody look out, you did divine sense. You wandered your way into the tent, trying to get there before everybody else heard. So the only people that are going
All
to
right.
be the only people that are going to be in the tent to hear the conversation that you have, even though I've already moved the tokens, it's fine. Only
The only
people,
people she sees is Cad and the girl and Mr. Unconscious.
yes,
That's all she sees.
yep.
She's gonna go up to the girl.
What sort of, I guess the best way to put it would be like presence is Silver. What sort of aura is Silver giving off?
She'll just like walk in, just have like a very intense stoic look to her face, and she'll see the girl and like make the eye contact as she like walks over to her.
Mm-hmm. So Mara will see you. She sees you. That eye contact is made.
Okay.
And then she's just sort of goes back to what she was doing as you approached, which was staring intently at the hot chocolate she is still holding and drinking slowly, that is up against her legs as she's still very much bundled.
Do you know where there's a location? We're trying to find a location of a compound where people are taken.
She shakes her head. Not really.
Not really?
I mean, I haven't been back in Avon for a while. There were people that were talking in the towns that I was in, but I don't really know anything.
So you don't know of an organization that goes around kidnapping people?
No.
Are you lying?
Insight check. Ooh. 24. That is a fairly good roll. Good job.
Thank you. Is she lying?
No. She is not.
She's not?
Nope.
Rest up and then be on your way. Silver will leave as everyone else starts coming in.
Okay. Alright. So, what does everybody else do while they are, once they have returned back to the tent?
Gadriel looks up as they enter in, acknowledges any that make eye contact with a little nod, and continues sitting at the desk.
Yep. He would have heard the
At
conversation.
home at a desk.
Pretty much, yeah. Cad would have heard the conversation with Mara that Silver had, of course. And then, yeah, Bjorn, you go back in. Is Bjorn going to go and talk to Mara?
Yeah, I think so. Because if I'm remembering right, last time he asked her what she was planning to do now.
Yeah. And it would basically, the consensus on that was that she was going to find her way back to Gradiriel, back to Rydell, and essentially try to start fresh. Try to not worry about all this battles and duels and whatever, and go back and do something safe. And I don't remember if you were going to have Bjorn take her sword, or try to, or any of that kind of thing. But
No. I figure
I thought
if
the
she
sword disappeared.
wants...
the sword did disappear, yes.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was like a she could summon it kind of thing.
Yep.
Wasn't it?
Yep. She could summon and dismiss it and all that stuff.
Well, I figured if she really doesn't want it, she can always give it back to Mudslide, because that's who I got it from in the first place.
Technically, yes. And that was I knew there was something else. When you told her that when she got back to Rydell to look for Mudslide.
That is... Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't think Bjorn feels the need to, like, go over and have further conversation with her if that's already been hashed out.
Already been said.
Yeah.
So she's going to just sort of rest up in the tent and go from there?
Yeah. As all told, our relationship is not a friendly one.
Not really, no.
It's just not necessarily an arch enemy one either.
Very neutral, that. Yep.
It's kind of like, we don't like each other, but we also don't really hate each other. This is almost like a professional sort of, like personal professionalism, if that makes any sense.
Not quite. Because, like, her reasons for hating me are very personal.
Yes.
Well, let me just ask this. If she were to offer Bjorn ale, are they going to be best of friends?
I mean, Bjorn will be as much of a friend as he's allowed to be, because he's not... He knows he was the bad guy in that, so he's got no grudge or hard feelings. He also just does not think she's gonna want to talk to him, and if she does want to, she will approach him.
Ah, okay. So it's on her turf right now.
Basically, yeah.
Makes sense. Alright. So, with that then, Silver, you left you left and went outside the tent again.
Yes.
Are you going back to your post of looking out around every which way and not the tent?
Yeah, she's keeping watch.
Okay. So, with that, I want you to roll for me a perception check.
Ah. It's gonna be fantastic, guys. 11.
Yay!
Will I actually see something?
You might.
It's seeming that way, isn't it?
That first roll is the roll that you see. This roll is the one that you don't see. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So, Silver, with your perception of 11, you will hear a, sort of a scratching sound, like claws on wood scratching sound. And you will turn to face the sound to figure out where that sound is coming from. And you notice that your lovely corpse is over here. He's no longer over here.
God damn it. Should have cut his fucking head off.
And instead, Now this is funny. I had to look up this stuff to make sure this worked. But there was a very specific reason why I asked exactly how you tied him to the tree. Because now this has become extremely funny. Silver, when you look back, you will see a badger tied to the tree, upside down, trying to scratch his way out to get out of the binds. Indeed. Mm-hmm.
Silver will walk over to the badger
Uh-huh.
and just like stare at it.
He will
Just stare at it and like contemplate like her next action of what to do.
to which the badger will just sort of look up at you for like maybe a split second. It kind of tries to do this like upside down like puppy dog eyes kind of thing, and then it's just like it's an upside down badger eye roll. And
Silver will like look at the tent where everyone's at and then look at the badger. What are you trying to do?
and then he is now
Poof.
he is no longer a badger. He is now himself again. But he's still a
So he
pet.
looks like the drow again?
Yes.
I swear you were just dead a few minutes ago.
I was. Neat trick, huh?
Our cleric took a look at you.
Yeah, I saw that. He also took my stuff. You can be glad of that one, at least.
Yeah. So, who are you?
Your friends already know that. After all, the girl Mara told you my name.
What was your goal? Because I highly doubt you were going with the girl's plan for her reason.
Oh, of course not. Most
So,
certainly not.
well, so what's your deal?
Oh, you know. Just like to and sow chaos. Isn't it fun? Now, could you...
So why shouldn't I go get my friends right now to poke at you?
Do you know if they trust you? Considering that argument, I don't think so.
Oh, so you heard that argument while you were dead.
I did.
So he's hanging from like a branch upside down, right?
Something like that, yes.
Like a pinata?
I sort of... If that's how Bjorn and Cad put that together, yeah. Which then
I
makes the...
envisioned it as being maybe like chained to the trunk, but if
Yeah.
the pinata thing would be funnier, we can go with that.
He's like upside down like a pinata.
I mean, it does
A
make...
very tied, stilled pinata, but...
I mean, it does make the imagery for the badger earlier even funnier. By his ankles. Yes. Claps for elephant. Hey. He would be full of shrooms, not candy.
I can't digest
Even
candy, but I'll
better.
certainly eat it.
So I have a question for you. You wouldn't happen to know anything about a group of individuals that like to kidnap people, do you?
No. Not my kind of people.
I'm just saying, it's like if you haven't heard anything around the bush, so to speak.
Been a while since I've been in a bond. Don't really know much what's going on around here.
I mean, I figured you would have been up here every now and then, because apparently these people have been around for some time.
What's it matter?
What's it matter?
Still want to go and be a hero?
I don't know if I'm much of a hero.
So why go?
I mean, get to kick some people's ass, that's why.
Hmm. Isn't it a lot easier to do that when you just go and kill whoever you want?
Wow, this guy's an asshole.
Yeah, right.
Locke invested too much effort into this person.
You also talked to him when he was a child,
And look at all the good it did.
right?
It's like-
an evil fungus.
It's like, I was trying to help this person. I was trying to make them good.
Hmm.
Rolled a nat 1, Brian. I'm sorry.
What?
Said you rolled a nat 1. I'm sorry.
I don't even remember what I said. My brain was working on autopilot.
How about you cut me down, and we can go and kill some people, Ira?
When did he hear Ira?
Although, technically, I could ask a confirmation on that, because he would have got it from your wanted posters.
Oh yeah, it would have her name on it.
Yeah, that's where he got it.
So, you know who I am.
I do.
Why is that? Why would you have interested in knowing a wanted person?
What were you wanted for, Ira? You were wanted for killing people. We just established that's something I enjoy.
I'm not gonna cut you down. I'm just gonna leave you there.
I'll get down eventually. Heavy enough animal will break this rope, I'm sure.
But that's the thing, I'm sitting here watching you. It's only a matter of time before they come back out here.
We should
Yeah.
break his kneecaps.
File off his claws, give him a muzzle. He is currently not, he is currently not an animal to do that to. Doesn't matter, do it.
Insert rod.
You know, this guy is incredibly less intimidating when he's upside down.
Indeed.
Yeah.
This guy was like meant to be spooky.
To some extent he was, but he himself is also slightly discombobulated by the fact that he's upside down. He has too much blood rushing to his brain.
So, Silver's going to do something.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to draw her sword. And
Okay.
she's going to cast Thunderous Smite.
Ooh.
Okay.
But she's not going to hit him. She's going to hit the tree. So basically, everyone will hear a loud thundering from outside. Yeah, pretty much.
So, does this Thunderous Smite deal lightning damage?
Here, I'll post it.
Thunder damage? Yeah.
It does just as an additional, like, 2d6 thunder damage, but she's hitting the tree that the guy is on.
Right, I know.
Not him.
She just wants the loud sound.
Yeah. I got the reason why. So, you will do that. And, loud kersmack to tree. Everybody inside of tent will hear it. I'm actually going to roll something right quick. What is it? Yeah. Okay, good.
Oh boy.
So thunderous smack from outside. Mara will jump and almost lose her hot chocolate and fall off the chair, but she's fine. And then everyone else is free to do whatever it is that they wish to do. So, Cad, Skunk, Bjorn, you will all hear thunderous sound outside.
Bjorn knows what a thunderous night sounds like, so he's gonna go sprinting out to see what's up.
Yong is definitely going to go, immediately.
Yeah, you'll see Silver has her sword slightly embedded into the tree as she's staring at the.
Gradiriel stands up and pushes his chair in, starts walking pushes that chair in, takes a few more. Yeah, that chair's crooked, and then get out.
Yeah, it'll take a couple seconds, but Skunk will come scampering out of the back room, looking not at all thrilled, but scampers for the exit. What's going on?
Our friend here's awake from the dead.
Cad, does Cad leave?
Well, yes.
Okay.
He adjusts a couple of chairs, but that doesn't take that long.
Okay. Mara is actually going to peek outside the tent, around the corner or something. And see Silver standing down Norvid, who is upside down on a tree. She has for a split second, she's not as terrified as she almost wants to laugh at the fact that this guy's upside down against a tree. But then that goes away, and she just sort of hangs back. She's back here.
I guess you all asked your questions before I decide to play Pinata with him.
Well, don't immediately jump on the idea of asking him questions, you guys. Great.
I mean, Skunk is visibly kind of out of it at the moment, so.
Yeah.
What are we asking him?
I don't know if Kat or Bjorn would really have anything to ask him anyway.
Why are you not dead?
Yep, that's the only thing Bjorn's got too, right?
How you do that?
Magic.
If I cut your head off, will it stop this from happening again?
Is it the only way to make sure?
Probably. It's a good chance.
Oh, I'm unfortunately not that powerful. Though I wish it.
Bjorn smiles to himself and nods.
Yes, I smell. I do enjoy it. Thank you, little lizard dude.
You smell worse than my namesake.
I do. And I'm quite proud of it. Thank you.
That's not something to be proud of, dude. Also, are those mushrooms, growing out of your skin, or do you just have a really weird wardrobe?
If I wasn't tied to this tree, I could show you.
I mean, you are tied to this tree, so you're gonna have to settle for Talon.
They grow out of me. It's funner that way.
Skunk does one of those exaggerated cat gags when you let them sniff something they don't like. Just sneezes on the guy's
Skunk,
face. And
why don't you go
leaves.
breathe on his face? Torture him a little.
A skunk just straight up sneezed on the guy's face and now he's walking away.
Oh, okay.
That's what that was.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big ol' snotty sneeze, because it's cold out here, Skunk's nose is running.
He cackled and licked Skunk's snot off his face.
Licks it?
Mm-hmm.
Ew!
Skunk gags again.
Can I burn him?
I think Skunk is checking out at this point. He is not he's not equipped to deal with this kind of gross.
That's fair.
This has the same vibes as like, no way. That guy just ate my hair from Crisis Core.
Yep.
Does anyone else have any questions for him?
Oak will step up. Okay. So, I guess the only other question I have is...
Hold up. Do we want to make sure he's actually telling the truth?
That would probably be a good idea, yes.
Bjorn?
Yep. Zone of truth.
Okay.
So now all of you are around close enough to him for the Zone of Truth aura to be around all of you.
I know Silver's close by.
What's the aura on Zone of Truth? 15-foot radius?
It's a 15-foot radius, so...
Yeah.
Centered on a point of her choice.
Well, his choice.
Yes.
Bjorn cast it.
Oh, his choice.
I will center it directly on Mushroom Man's mouth.
Oddly specific. Good job. Okay.
I figure the center of the spell is where it's strongest.
Okay.
I guess I'll roll it for for Yong, Oak, and is Cad gonna be in the circle? I don't guess he has to be if he just wants to guard.
I mean, I guess not.
It's up to you.
Do I want to go out of my way to be in the Zone of Truth? Not necessarily.
You know it's being cast, so.
Okay.
Oh, nope. Young's stuck.
She's got to speak the truth.
Sorry, y'all.
I mean, she doesn't have to say anything if she doesn't want to.
Yeah, true.
It's not like he's going to The only person who knows who failed is Bjorn, because he's the one that cast it.
Right.
So, it's not like it's gonna matter. Even if this guy knew what the Zone of Truth spell was, you know, not gonna matter. Yep. Oak fails too. Good job.
So what about Mr. Pinata?
Yes. Mr. Pinata. Double check. Is that... No, that's not your stats. I need your stats. Oh, even better. Fun. Hey, there's a reason this guy's gross. Yeah!
Is it that he rolled a natural 1?
He rolled a natural
He
1 and has a
rolled
plus
that
1.
one.
Yep.
All right.
1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 what?
This boy's about to change his name to Abe.
Anyway.
BC.
Okay, so, Bjorn, having casted up the Zone of Truth, you know that of those that are around that are in the radius, Silver doesn't have to worry about speaking the truth. She saved from the spell. Everybody else, though. Everybody else failed. So, with that in mind, Yong will, or not Yong, Oak will step up as you're doing the zone with the Zone of Truth active, and he will. Why did you make the drug to allow spellcasters to cast more spells if all you wanted to be was a creepy ass villain? And Norvid will sort of gaze over at Bjorn and then at Oak and, well, that's just one of my first outings. had to learn about magics and herbs and poisons and other such things early on. It just so happened to be that some people were easy pawns. And then Yong's like, a young mute half-elf. Oh, her. I remember her. That was before I got really gross. I miss her. How's she doing? That's not for you to know. And I doubt you miss her. Yong just sort of... She gets a very upset, angry expression, and seeing as how Skunk already walked away when he was being all gross and annoying, Yong will sort of go through that little discussion and then whatever. You're not even worth it. If everybody else is done, so we'll burn him to a crisp. I don't care. And he'll walk off. Or she'll walk off, rather. So, Yong is leaving the vicinity of where it is. Does Bjorn have anything he wants to say?
Not particularly, no. Just kind of cover his nose and wander off.
Leaving the vicinity of where he is, and everybody else is just like, okay, yeah, he's done. No. Alright. So, the Zone of Truth only lasts, what, 10 minutes? Yeah. And then, Silver, if you have anything else you want to do or say?
Cast testicular torsion?
Was he going to cast a spell?
Oh, he will. He just was wanting to wait until everybody else has left the vicinity, because unfortunately this spell only works on one person. Even if he technically upcast it, I don't think even then it'll do more than one. Let me double check here. Technically, I could have looked at that. I am good at my job, you guys, I promise. No. So, yeah, he couldn't upcast it anyway. It just does what it does normally.
It just wastes a higher spell slot.
Yeah. Saving throw. Oh. Wonderful. I read the spell wrong. Not even useful anyway. Darn it. Okay. Well, again, he would know his spells better than I would. Literally the only druid spell that's verbal only is Earthbind. Which doesn't do crap against someone who's on the ground. It's for stopping airborne targets. So, it doesn't say anything about dropping the speed of a normal creature to 0. It just says, target one creature within range. The target must succeed a strength saving throw, or its flying speed, if any, is reduced to 0. I guess I could see if Earthbind would work on a ground-based target. Consensus is online is Earthbind is not meant to be a substitute for Entangle or Web or Hold Person.
Right.
So no, he's not going to cast that spell because it wouldn't matter anyway. Also, Silver, just roll a strength saving throw for me.
Huh?
Just for sake of the hilarity, roll a strength saving throw for me.
Is it a spell?
I'm just playing off of the idea of it doesn't matter because your saves are massive, so it's not going to matter anyway. So...
Unless she rolls a 1.
I mean,
Yeah, no,
24.
Yeah, nope. You're fine.
Either way, if he did cast a spell, she would have counterspelled it. Be like, bitch, no.
That too. Which, Earthbind is level 2. So, yeah. So yeah, like I said, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. I went through all that work to find a spell and completely forgot you had the counterspell. Dadgummit.
Yeah, I was just waiting for you to say that you were going to cast a spell, and I'm like, no, counterspell.
Okay.
I'm going to be an inconvenience for you no matter what.
You're the silver's good at that. Alright. Well, that's fine. So you can make duel with your pinata if that is what you wish.
So, what's the consensus on what to do with him? We don't have any more questions.
Well, I gotta be honest, he sounds like a bit of a dick.
Bit, yeah, just a little bit.
I suspect there's a high probability he will be murdering people if we leave him be. So...
Kaboom?
I can do
Just
kaboom.
Yes, Rico. Kaboom.
I got Silver's gonna go over since his head is like upside down and stuff. Can she do like a flavoring thing, like how Locke conjures Eldritch Blast in his hand?
Oh yeah, of course.
Can she do that with Burning Hands and kind of like tap into her sorcery and stuff and be like, now, I'll let you choose. Do you want to feel your brain melting, getting fried, or freezing?
Why not all three?
This guy's evil and stupid because that doesn't work.
Surely it does. She could cast all 3 spells on him. Or all...
Or what?
Did Silver say 2 things or 3?
3.
2. She said melt or freeze, and you said all 3.
Melt, fry, or freeze.
Oh. Then that's slightly less amusing to me. But she offered 2 choices, and he said all 3. I'm like, what?
I mean, I could go through and do all 3.
You could, yeah.
Waste of
That's
spell
what the
slot,
man
but you
wants.
So what you do is you feed
All right,
him a
enjoy your
trippy
final
fish.
meal, motherfucker.
You feed him a trippy fish, and you force him to chug water until his liver's about to burst, and then you have a cleric cleanse it, and you do that over and over again.
No, you see, that's just cruel and unusual punishment.
Oh,
There comes a point where the funny D&D kill someone thing goes from being, this is an absurdly funny way to kill someone, to, this is just disturbing, and it raises serious questions about us.
no.
Should we seek therapy? You know? Are we mentally
Silver
well?
needs therapy.
I think we do have trippy fish, though.
You do.
Oh, we do. We do. We have 2 or 3.
Well, he did get a chance as you guys were going back and forth. So, as you walk away and Silver prepares whatever it was that she's preparing to kill, even when she comes up to do her little taunt or whatever, and he's like, why not all 3? Mushroom smog. Mushroom smog. Because he can do that without a spell. You're in spore shroom smog now, Silver.
He farted mushroom gas out of his face at you.
Sort of, yeah.
Is it a disease?
No. It is, not any kind of disease. It's just going to deal, necrotic damage to you. Unless you succeed a saving throw.
What's the radius on it?
10 feet.
I'm sure everyone would have backed up out of the way.
Exactly. Yes.
So,
Just the same, I have a powerful nose, so I sort of reach out and pinch the end of my trunk.
Well, he already smelled bad, just so you're aware. But yeah.
Well, now he is belching it in our direction.
He is. Yeah. So yeah, con save, Silver.
well, hold on. Let me.
Yeah, it's the higher spell cast on the damage, so.
Yeah, I know, but he can't make a dex save, so.
Oh no, he can't. He most certainly can't. So
That's 24 fire damage to his face,
okay. Give me
and
a con-
now I'll do the con save.
Yep, con save. Okay, you're fine.
Yeah,
I thought so.
he's still kicking.
Oh yeah, he's fine. You said how much?
That's 24 damage of fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's going to do it again. This time it's going to be... She'll use affinity and go cold, and so she can add her charisma modifier to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 29 plus 5. That's 34 cold damage.
34?
Yeah, 34. Do I need to make another save?
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're good.
Still kicking?
Oh yeah.
How's he still kicking after we fought him?
He can't kick. His ankles are tied.
It hasn't been declared a short rest.
Oh no, he didn't get rest. He was under the effects of being not quite fully dead, and he took quite a bit of damage. He is, functionally speaking, he is at very little health. But here's the thing. If you want to kill him,
That's basically what she's doing.
yeah,
She's attempting coup de grace.
though she's using a spell. Here's the thing. Now here's the reason why this works this way. He cannot do anything as far as actions in the way of attacks or anything like that. He doesn't have his gear. He doesn't have access to any of his spells at all. And he's tied up. He is theoretically, he could turn into a bear, which would make it a little bit less likely for him to stay stuck to the tree. But he actually is crazy enough to see how far you're willing to go. And he also doesn't necessarily enjoy turning into animals. He much rather prefers making everybody around him sick. But he doesn't, of course, realize you're kind of huge. So,
Yeah. Okay, then she's just going to flip to her longsword then.
what I will say is here's the thing. He is, and this is why it would take a while. He is, by class, a max level spore druid. As a max level druid, he has wild shape as many times as he wants because arc druid. And then spore druid has, I get temporary HP in my wild shape instead of changing into an animal. I make everybody around me take necrotic damage and get temp HP. He gets he gets 80 temp HP every time he does wild shape. sure, you're killing a bad guy, but you're going to have to go through a heck of a lot to make sure he's dead and staying down. So
Nah, he would just make her angry.
I know. That's his goal. Yes. That is his goal. He enjoys chaos. He enjoys pain. He wants to piss you off and gross you out. That's what he does.
What an especially
Well, does
deranged
anyone want to do
little-
anything? Because last time Silver was in there doing all this shit, she got yelled at. So,
I think, well, giving players a chance. Does Silver start?
because if anything, she's going to do something that might piss everyone off.
Yeah.
Because he's going to kind of keep taking the hits, and she's going to get pissed off.
So, did everyone walk away? I know Yong did, technically. And I think, and I know Skunk did. But did Bjorn, Cad, and, I think Oak stays for a bit, at least. But does Cad and Bjorn walk away?
Walk away like where? I have my back to the tip.
Did the two of you go back to the tent whenever she started doing her whole thing?
We're all outside watching.
Okay.
Yep.
Making sure.
Like, look at icons. There you go.
Okay. Well, there's a little bit
Unless someone moved and didn't move their icon.
So, yes.
Is anyone going to do anything?
Yeah. Bjorn and Cad will then see that he's just taking the hits like a deranged lunatic and is not going down.
Sort of like nod to Cat and be like, we should head back over.
Cadril would probably point that out. I think he's just egging you on, Silver.
Oh, you don't think? I can see that.
Bjorn would like to take off one of his socks.
Okay.
Bjorn is going to take off one of his socks and he's going to get some rope. I'm going to jam the sock into this dude's mouth and tie it in.
Okay.
I'm going to get some clumps of dirt and shove it into his ears.
Okay.
And then I'm going to blindfold him.
Okay.
Turn to Silver and I'll say, he is in an approximation of hell now. And I will go back to the tent.
I'm sorry.
An approximation of hell.
I don't know if that's a very good turn of phrase to use on Silver.
Not really, but, you know.
It was a bit reckless, so it's an advantage.
Oh, go ahead.
Well,
Go
I'm
ahead.
just saying something stupid.
Oh.
Is he like completely bound, like arms and legs? Not including that he's tied to a tree.
Yeah.
Like if I were to untie him from the tree, is he still bound?
You could pull him away from the tree in such a way to keep him bound if you wanted to, yeah, I guess.
She will do that.
By the way, did Cad and Bjorn both get within 10 feet of him
When?
just now?
I mean, Bjorn for sure did.
Okay, con save, Bjorn. You get boost from Silver.
Why would we approach him in the middle of all this?
Well,
Well,
because Bjorn had to put the dirt in his
Right,
ears
yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah. Cad, not
Gotcha.
necessarily, but Bjorn, yes. Okay, you're fine, Bjorn.
Yeah. The dice are on my side for once.
Woohoo!
Okay, so what you doing, Silver?
I kind of vote just leave him there at this point.
That's what I was gagging them all up and shit. Just leave him there.
Well, that's the thing. He's gonna probably just wild shape his way out, and then he's just gonna be an evil man somewhere.
Hmm.
How far away are we from town?
I believe on the map I had you guys
2/3.
token. Yeah, you're. Let me get the ruler here. You got about
Like
a
a
day.
couple days out.
You got about a day getting to the town, so you're like a day out of town.
Silver will sit on him and cast Find Steed.
Okay,
So that'll be 10 minutes.
sure. All right. Well, he has
And everyone
been,
has 10 minutes.
he has been effectively gagged and bound and all this and that and the other.
Mm-hmm.
So did Skunk go back into the tent?
Yeah.
Okay. Skunk,
Yes.
do me a favor.
Mm.
This is gonna be easy because it's Skunk. Give me a perception check.
28.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Um. So I'm going to sort of backtrack a tad. Actually, yeah. Okay, I'll do it this way because it makes more sense. You hear all this chaos going on outside. You hear blasting of magic and spells and however it sounds for Silver when she was trying to kill him. And with your perception check of 29, or 28 rather, you will see movement from Mr. Gift Guy. He's bound and waking up at this point.
Hey there, take it easy.
Just looks at you.
Hey. The mushroom guy you travel with is a little shit.
Because was the gift bound and gagged, or was he just bound?
I mean, he was unconscious. I don't think we gagged him. There wouldn't have been a point.
Well, okay, fair enough. So, Drow friend is, yeah, and
I mean, would you agree with that assessment?
yeah, but he's pretty useful.
I mean, he's a pinata right now, so I don't know.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah. It'd be kind of funny if he weren't so gross. So, what's the deal?
Just doing a job.
Coco?
And I hold out a cup.
Scoffs.
What?
He scoffs. He's.
Suit yourself. That is bracingly hot.
Basically.
I don't know words. Just for my own ease of mind. When your little group came coming up to us, you and Fungi Boy were hiding out in a tree all invisible.
Yep.
Were you going to attack us, or were you just going to spectate?
Depended on how the battle went.
Fair enough.
So what's your plan?
I just kind of give him a little smile.
Sorry, you're the one who's wrapped up.
I don't have to be.
but you are.
Yeah.
And also, last time you weren't, we absolutely beat your ass into oblivion, so I would strongly advise you stay that way. Because frankly, today has been kinda shitty, and I really am not in the mood for another throwdown with anything.
Fine.
There you go. You sure you don't want some cocoa? It's good. Suit yourself.
And Skunk will reach over, grab a little book pillow, set it under the guy's head.
You take a nap.
Really.
Why not?
I'm your prisoner, and you're giving me a pillow.
I mean, yeah, but I'm gonna level with you. I didn't want that fight.
Why are you traveling?
That is my business. Like, remember, you're the one who's tied up right now. You don't get to do the whole interrogation thing. You start fishing for information, I'm gonna get a gag. Okay? I'm happy to hold a conversation, but you gotta know where your boundaries are.
In light of that, I guess Skunk is just watching over this guy as he very adamantly refuses hot chocolate. And then there's not really much else of conversation therein.
Yeah.
Mara, for her part, sometime in betwixt this, she makes her way back into the tent, and she sees the Gith awake, and she does not make eye contact at all. Nope. And will walk to the corner of the tent where she was before, visibly cringing from all the sounds of strikes and attacks and very disturbing laughter going on outside. Because yes, he's cackling because he's creepy as fuck. Anyway. So if I can't make him terrifying because he's tied upside down to a tree, I can at least make him creepy and obnoxious.
Oh, not anymore. He's on the ground being sat on by Silver.
While she summons a steed, yeah.
Yeah, she's summoning her steed.
Yeah, that's an amusing image in and of itself. And see, I looked up stuff about whether or not shaping in Druid's wild shape gets rid of like being trapped in bounds and things. And it doesn't if the creature that you turn into is the same size. If the creature that you turn into is something smaller, they'll fall off for obvious reasons. They won't fit. But the magic of itself does not make them disappear. Was the consensus. And while this guy is a bastard and obnoxious and gross, he's not a coward who's just going to run away. He'd rather have more fun making Silver go nuts in trying to kill him, so he's not just going to disappear. But anyway, he was going to if he wasn't tied to a tree. But I tried to roll to see him to get away from the tree, and he rolled less than 10 twice.
Well,
granted, a badger doesn't have a high stealth, but whatever.
I think after a minute, after a little while,
Yeah.
I'll have Skunk just take a second book pillow and just put it on top of the Gith's head, just to kind of like block out his vision. Like, not suffocating him or anything, just like putting it gently on his head, like,
Okay, it's darkness now.
he's going to hand Mara another cocoa cup. Then he's going to step out of the tent.
And see Silver sitting on the guy.
So, what are we doing exactly? What's the plan?
That is Excellent question.
I'm assuming he sees what's
Oh yeah.
going on.
He's not commenting on it.
Um.
Are we taking the bondage victims with us, or what?
I feel like that's probably the best course of action.
I can't just leave them about.
Then again, if they throw him into some sort of a prison or some such, they're going to have to do something to make sure that he can't just wild shape his way out of there. So,
They've got to have some sort of like magic suppressing
yeah, they do.
cups or something.
That definitely is something. And that stops
I mean,
all
if that-
magic, not just spell magic. It stops all magic. So,
I mean, if the plan is to get these guys thrown in a cell at the next town we get to, I'd rather we get moving sooner rather than later. We still have a bunch of daylight to burn, and I don't like sitting still.
that is why Silver, at this point...
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
In any point of the travels, did we put magic collars in the bag of holding?
That's actually a
I
good
thought
point.
we did.
That's actually a very good point.
I think I did, didn't I?
You did.
Did we actually use it on the jeweler? I can't remember.
I
You
don't remember us getting anything like that personally, but
would have
It
gotten
was
off
from when we broke back into Gradiriel, right?
back into Caverton, yeah.
Caverton, yeah.
Yeah.
that was a long
I
time
know
ago.
Locke had to
so-
wear one. And then
I don't
I don't
have it in
remember what we did with it.
I don't have it in my inventory anymore, so that makes me feel like we used it somewhere.
Did we use it on the genie?
Yes. I think.
Oh, what was the thing that was where Tree was, and we tied it up outside, and we kept referring to it as something?
That was the genie, yes.
Yeah, that.
You used it, but you probably would have got it back. There'd be no reason for it to disappear.
All right. Because I have in my inventory 0 anti-magic collars. So I don't know if it went to the bag of holding or if we just forgot or what.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make it easy. I'm gonna say that you have one.
Cool.
Wait, what?
You had one and you used it. You used it on the genie. It was not said one way or the other what happened to it after the fact. You just made use of it. But there was no reason for you to lose it entirely whenever you got rid of said genie. So once the genie was dead, you could have took the collar back.
Well, actually, Cadriel left all of his things, so actually it might have been in all the stuff that got dumped in the bag of holding anyway.
Precisely, yes. It's
I know my bag of holding is not up to date.
Oh yeah,
Truth be told.
it's definitely not. But yeah, it would be in the bag of holding at that point. Then, yeah.
Okay.
So, Cadriel reminds you, do you still have that collar by chance?
Well, she's gonna stick her arm in the bag of holding and just go fishing for it.
Random, like one of those toy dentures that snaps. No.
That's not what she's looking for.
I know I was being stupid. But
I'm
yeah.
sure Silver knows what a magic collar looks like.
Oh yeah.
I'm
she
sure she had to deal with it before.
does. Yeah, you would. So you find it very easily.
Good, she's gonna put it on a fucking druid.
Yep. Now see, if you wanted to be really crappy, you could not go absolutely berserk and kill him, and just kill him the old-fashioned way with that collar, because then he can't wild shape anymore.
No, that's not what she's going to do.
Okay.
She's going to finish her fine steed.
Yep. I sort of imagined that some of this would have come as a consensus while we did the thing with Skunk, because I kind of had the thought in my head that for like imagery sakes, when Skunk said, we should probably get going, I don't like staying in one space. steed.
Oh, she was doing this on her own. She didn't. She wasn't going off of what everyone else was doing. She's just like,
I know.
I'm angry at this guy. I'm going to sit on him. I'm going to find my fucking steed. I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, I know. But
So she's just doing magic.
yep. So Skunk comes out and asks for, what's the plan? We're going to take all of them to the next town, and Silver finishes off her Find Steed spell.
At the moment her steed is up, she's going to pick him up, toss him on, and she's going to get on.
Yep.
And she's off to town.
Yep. So, having done,
Everyone just sees her leaving. That's
oh yeah, I imagine that Bjorn probably seeing her starting up to cast that spell. He knows what it looks like to do a Find Steed spell.
Oh yeah.
So I imagine he does something of the sort for himself.
Yeah.
And
Might as well, yeah.
then sooner or later, everybody's making their way to the town. With Silver way far ahead.
okay.
And Yong running to catch up. So. Actually, no. Yong will be walking with and trying to keep pace, but she's not, running to catch up.
I'll say Skunk will probably be bringing up the rear of the group, looking decidedly distracted.
Yeah. Maybe Cad goes into the tent and picks up the Gith, who's still gagged and bound. Or, well, not gagged, but bound.
Yeah. If requested to do so.
Nah, I'll say ask for Cad to do that.
Okay.
So.
Lifts up pillow. Yep, you're you. Puts pillow back on face.
Okay. And Silver is going on ahead. Silver is most definitely going to be the one to get there first, but Bjorn having done Find Steed, recognizing her doing Find Steed, he may not necessarily recognize it at first, to where her Find Steed spell goes off before his. But he's going to be... I think the group will be following. It's just...
Oh, yeah, obviously, we're not
What
splitting
I'm
the party by
what
miles.
I'm just trying to point out is that Silver did find Steed. Everyone see her summon the Steed, throw the guy on, get on, and take off
Yes.
without
Oh,
saying
like full
anything to
gallop?
anyone.
Yes. We know.
Okay.
Yep. That's fine. Hence, everyone is following, but much further back because Silver is booking it. So. Okie dokie.
Huh.
Or not even wondering what she's doing. But
I guess I missed the detail that she was going at a full, gallop. I thought she was just going in, a normal
no,
pace.
it's like what she did is she took him off the tree. She was getting angry, put the magic collar on him, do the Find Steed spell, just toss him on, and then started booking it. And she wasn't really communicating with anyone
Yeah.
about what she was doing. It just kind of got lumped together that we're all going.
So. Silver did not say where she was going.
Uh,
But it's in the direction we're traveling anyway, right?
I don't know.
Yes.
Is it?
Well, yeah, she's heading to Crag Bluff,
Bluff.
whatever the place is.
Okay. So yeah, it is it still all works out, but Silver is several paces ahead because she didn't tell anybody, and that's where everybody initially ends up going anyway. It's just Silver's way far ahead.
Casual looks over at Oak. I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do?
we kind of brain farted a bit this session, I think.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I think part of it was just worrying about making, at least on my end anyway, it was making sure the guy achieved what he was wanting to achieve as far as me as DM. And no, I could not make him terrifying and creepy, so I just made him gross and creepy and obnoxious instead.
Oh well.
Which, is what it is.
Well,
Magic collar.
if we
Magic collar, sock in his mouth, bound
Dirt.
to dirt on his face, which he doesn't care about the dirt on his face. The tied and bound on the back of a steed, and galloping away towards the town. So this is what happens when complex character narratives and things. Be glad he's gagged. He would be laughing the entire time, and that's annoying. So, thank you, Bjorn.
So can we go back to the world map now?
Yes. You guys will be continuing to travel with prisoners in tow. Silver way far ahead. And yeah, you will make it to Cragbluff. Hooray! Let me double check the map for Cragbluff. If I double check whether I decided that this is one of the bigger towns or one of the smaller towns. It's a bigger town. Hooray! Okay, cool.
Isn't it the capital?
No, it's not a capital.
No.
It's
Oh,
not.
we left that.
It's not the capital. It's just it uses the same sprite as the capital. I had whenever I picked the little sprites that we use for the towns, I pulled them from freaking RPG Maker. But I basically have little town, medium town, special town, and big towns. Unfortunately, I couldn't find one that could be like capital because I couldn't find something that had the same castle walls but had extra stuff. Anyway, so you guys will make your way to Cragbluff, and Silver will be way far ahead.
The first thing she's going to do is find guards.
Oh yeah, that's easy. This town has, although I didn't really establish much of it when you went into Morkiza, because being a like melting pot of a capital city that has a freaking tourist trap living in it, the giants that guard the outer walls of that are a little bit more lenient towards visitors. And the guards for Cragbluff are not giants. So you will find you a pair of guards very easily as you are making your way into town.
Wait, what?
You find guards very easily.
Okay. I go up to them.
They see that you have somebody bound and whatever else on the back of your magical steed.
Or in front of.
Or,
Front of her.
Yeah.
He's an airbag. If you collide with something, he releases spores.
Ha.
It's easier for her to act if he's like draped over in front of her on the steed
Oh yeah, definitely.
than behind her. So
So they will look at each other, look at you, and look at your obvious prisoner.
well, she's gonna grab the prisoner's hair and kind of like yank on it so his face shows.
He's very greasy.
Huh?
His hair's very greasy and icky. Blech.
That's fine. Yeah. She's gonna sit there and be like, I'm a paladin of Helm. This is a criminal that goes by the name of Noro.
Norvid. Yes.
Norvid, Noro,
We
whatever the
killed
fuck. Norvid.
Guards will look at each other and...
What, you guys don't have wanted posters or something? This guy goes around selling drugs. Come on.
Well, there was never a wanted poster out for him that had his description, but this does match, so...
Huh?
He didn't have... The wanting posters for him just had his name. They didn't have anything other than a description. So...
Well, here's one mushroom man.
Yeah.
Is that not good enough description for you?
They will definitely,
Shroom drow.
They will definitely, take him off your hands if that is what you're doing.
Well, she's going to follow him throughout the process to make sure justice is served. Because she's going to make it happen fast.
Alrighty then. And I am going to say that, because of how fast and how much she was going on ahead of everybody, that the rest of the party will arrive in Cragbluff at the start of next session, and Silver and Norvid are already starting that due process by the time they get there.
Okay.
All right.
So that is where we will pick up with next session, would be group coming into Cragbluff minus a Silver and a obnoxious drow.
The Mushroom Man.
Yes, Mushroom Man. We will pick up from there next time. This has been Shadows, can be me, and join us next time can be David. This has been Shadows of Gradiriel.
Join us next time as we ensure that the wheels of justice turn properly, and then also go track down an evil cult, because we have to get to them at some point.
Eventually.
Yeah, we're trying.
Allegedly.
Yep. This is why this is the entire reason why whenever I was asked, like, I don't remember who it was that asked, like, how many sessions of the game I have left, my response to this was like somewhere between like 6 and 17.
Right?
Depending on what.
Safe to say those numbers are, if you don't mind me saying so, Dalred, you bad at math.